Bisa.
Makanya Bunda kasih mama kami saya.
Ya, selamat siang Bapak-Bapak, Ibu-Ibu. Nama saya Chris Tobing. Ini adalah Andrew Tobing. Yes. Dan hari ini kita akan bahas mengenai pentingnya belajar coding untuk masa depan anak kami. Tentunya kita sudah ada special guest di sini yang akan membahas dan memberikan knowledge dan insight mengenai coding dan teknologi dan caranya untuk anak-anak kita biar bisa belajar coding. Mengapa kita area coding ini? Karena memang dunia
Suara.
sorry. Okay. Sorry. Selamat siang semuanya.
Okay.
I can hear that. Okay, selamat siang semuanya. Nama saya Chris Tobing, ini adalah Andrew Tobing. Kita mulai lagi. Selamat datang di acara EF Talks kami, yaitu pentingnya belajar coding untuk masa depan anak-anak. Kami hari ini akan sering ada tamu yang spesial yang akan membahas dan memberikan insight dan opini dan informasi juga mengenai coding dan teknologi dan cara anak-anak kita bisa belajar, dan ada beberapa informasi lagi. Tentunya Bapak Ibu semua ingin mengetahui mengapa coding itu sangat penting, atau mungkin Bapak Ibu sudah mengetahui bahwa coding memang penting untuk masa depan anak, tetapi cara untuk mulainya bagaimana dan apakah susah, mungkin kegunaan seperti apa, butuh berapa lama, kebutuhannya apa saja, nanti kita Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do I keep getting muted?
No, I accidentally muted you. Sorry about that.
Okay. Alright. Jadi bagi Bapak Ibu yang butuh translation dalam bahasa Indonesia, kita sudah sediakan translatornya juga. Jadi nanti Bapak Ibu tinggal klik di bagian bawah screen Bapak Ibu, ada option untuk interpretasi. Jadi it's not ready yet. Okay, nanti kita akan ada interpretation, tinggal diklik bahasa Indonesia. Jika Ibu dan Bapak lebih senang mendengar dalam bahasa Inggris, bisa langsung switch saja, karena speaker kita akan menggunakan bahasa Inggris. Untuk information session kali ini, kita akan mengundang tamu kita dari Coding Next, yaitu sekolah coding yang berasal di Indonesia, di Jakarta. Tetapi expertnya sendiri, pemiliknya sendiri, Mr. Bartek, dia lokasinya di Singapura. So without further ado, is it ready? Okay. Yes. Kita tunggu sebentar ya Bapak Ibu, kita sedang ada a bit of a technical difficulty. Ingin pastikan bahwa sebelum kita mulai dengan Pak Mr. Bart-nya, kita ingin agar interpretation-nya sudah siap. Saya juga ingin memperkenalkan Mr. Peter Kristianto. Dia adalah Center Director kami dan dia yang akan melakukan translation-nya untuk Bapak Ibu siang ini.
Yes, halo, selamat siang Bapak Ibu.
Oke, mari saya akan langsung undang Mr. Bartek Wasik. Mr. Bart.
Good afternoon, everyone. Selamat siang. First technical check. Can everyone hear me? Is my voice clear?
Yes, it's audible.
Clear.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, Mr. Bart.
Okay, so yeah, great to meet all of you. Thanks very much for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. I know Saturday afternoon might be a family time, busy time. But you still spend some time with us. So yeah, thanks very much, and we welcome you to this short presentation, and hopefully you will find it useful, and hopefully you will learn what coding is about and why it is important.
Yeah, sure. So I'll share my screen and.
Yeah, so we made, let's say, a quick presentation. According to our plan, gents, we're going for 20-25 minutes, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so please, yeah, please bear with me. So, yeah, today's talk is about coding, why coding is important, what coding is about, and why should children actually learn coding in the 21st century, okay? My name is Bartek Wasik. I'm a founder, one of the two founders of Coding Next.
Hai, mau makan?
Everybody, sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so
sorry
about that, Mr. Bart.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
no problem. I'm used to this stuff. So yeah, my name is Bartek Wasik. I'm one of the two founders of Coding Next. We started in 2017, January, with 19 students. And until now, we had more than 2,000 students, and we've sold more than 6,000 courses. So we are actually one of the largest coding schools in Indonesia and one of the largest in the region. Yeah, so today's presentation will be about coding. I will be trying to explain to you what coding is, why is it important, and hopefully at the end of next 20-25 minutes, you will have better knowledge, better view on what coding is about. So a little bit about my background. I come from Poland, originally from Poland. I was blessed to study in several different countries. So I've done my undergraduate course in Poland and then in the USA. Then I did my master's in Australia, and I did my PhD in the UK. My education background is in business. My business partner education background is in coding. And about 5-6 years ago, we had a conversation that, coding is starting to be very, very popular in Western countries. And then we decided to bring coding to Indonesia and introduce coding in Indonesia. I have more than 15 years of experience in education. So I was a teacher, university lecturer, curriculum director. I was writing courses. I'm an examiner for IB courses. So for the last 15 years, I've been involved in education. And at this moment, I'm solely I'm trying to actually run Coding Next, and I'm concentrating in my education field in Coding Next and in teaching coding. Okay. Okay, so this is just a short background about myself, and now we can move to learning what coding is about. For a lot of the people, coding is such a new topic. Okay, it's a very, very new area in education, and a lot of people ask us, well, what is coding? Coding apa itu? That's a very, very popular question that our staff gets and we get. For us, basically, coding is It's our language of connecting with technology. Okay, technology is surrounding us. Okay, technology is surrounding us. Technology is everywhere. And we cannot escape technology. And the way how we actually deal with the technology, it's through coding. Okay, so we might not see it, we might not know about it, but when we open website, when we open mobile app, when we play game, there are lines of boring code behind that make us actually uh, communicate with technology. Okay, it used to be, coding used to be mostly just for the computers, but at this moment, with the growth of gadgets and smart devices, it's not only about computers. It's about iPads. It's about smartphones. It's about smart fridges, smart TVs, electric vehicles, electric motorcycles, and so on and so on. So coding it's basically how we communicate with technology. It's a very, very important skill. Unfortunately, not many people are fluent in this skill, and we hope that through education of young kids, starting even from 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, we are able to actually teach them coding and make sure that they actually understand this language of talking to technology. Okay, we can move to the next slide. We'll be talking about, okay, just have a look on this slide with faces of 10 richest people in the world. This is data from about 2 weeks ago. So if you later on, maybe we can share this presentation, and if you click on that link, actually the data is changing weekly, okay? Because a lot of those very rich people, they have shares, so their money, goes up, goes down, depending on how the shares of their companies are behaving on the stock exchange. Okay, so what is the common thing for 7 of them? I look on 10 of them, and there is one common thing for 7 of those successful and the richest people in the world. Anyone knows? Anyone would like to guess?
Silakan Bapak Ibu, jika ada yang tahu jawabannya, atau bisa juga di chat juga boleh. Kita tidak bisa menggunakan mic.
Yes, we have one from Kendra's mom.
Yes, she says they're all IT savvy.
Yeah, actually, 7 of them are programmers. Okay, 7 of them are programmers, so they know how to program, they know how to code. Jeff Bezos is not only the owner of Amazon, but he actually was writing the code for Amazon. Elon Musk is a crazy programmer who became rich through PayPal and then invested in Tesla, SpaceX. Then on number 4, we've got Bill Gates, who most of us know because we use Microsoft Office on our daily basis when we work. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg started to learn coding when he was 7. His father is Jewish, and he got him a private tutor to teach him how to do coding from age of 7. Okay. Then on number 7, we've got Larry Ellison. He is the founder and also a coding guy from Oracle. Then on position 8 and 9, we've got 2 coders from Google. Yeah, so that's 7 out of 10 richest people are basically programmers or coders. They basically know how to code. Okay, so yeah, congratulations, good answer. This just shows you that, yeah, a lot of rich people, a lot of successful business owners, they are the people who actually know how to code. They know programming languages. Okay, let's talk about coding education, okay? According to United Nations, only 25% children in the world were exposed to learn coding, okay? Only 1 in 4 children, we mean by children, students of primary and middle school, so only 25% of them were somehow exposed. It's not that they know how to code, It basically means that they maybe took one course or, learn a little bit of coding, okay? What about in Indonesia? Unfortunately, in Indonesia, this number is much, much, much lower, okay? In Indonesia, it is estimated that only around 5% of people 5% of school students were somehow exposed to coding, so still not many students in Indonesia, still not many students in the world know how to code, which means that if the students are learning coding at this moment, definitely they will be having a better start to the future, to their career, comparing to their peers. Okay, because still only a small group of students is actually exposed to coding. Okay, so of course we might think, why should we even learn coding? What is this coding, and what is this trend about? Why should we even do this? Okay, so let me just go quickly through several things why coding is actually important and why every child should actually learn coding. First of all, Microsoft Office is no more a skill to impress. Okay, I know that some of you probably run your own businesses, and I'm pretty sure that when you interview staff, office staff, you don't even ask, oh, do you know Microsoft Office? And if they say, yes, I do know Microsoft Office, then you are very, very impressed. Okay, it's not 1990 anymore. It's not 2000 anymore. Now it's in year 2021. Microsoft Office is just a necessary skill, necessary thing that every office employee should actually know. So at this moment, universities, the best universities in the world, when they interview students, they are looking for some skills that will make them stand out from other candidates. And definitely knowledge of coding is one of those skills. So it's a skill of 21st century. Why? Because technology advancement, it's faster and faster day by day, month by month. Okay, just have a look on what we use nowadays. Okay, we do have smart devices, we work in smart spaces, we use Zoom, we use computers, we basically are non-stop exposed to technology. So knowing how to code this technology, knowing how to make a website, how to make a mobile app, how to make AI for our website, it's a very, very important skill. Career opportunities, just go on Google and Google, IT careers or programming careers, and you will see that anyone who knows how to program can get job, anywhere in the world. Work anywhere. Okay, nowadays thousands of Russian programmers are moving to Bali. Okay, because there is a period of COVID, lockdowns in Europe. Programmers, they can program on the beach, they can program next to the swimming pool, they can work anywhere they want. And we have Coding Next in Bali, and we actually collaborate with some Russian organizations. So we know that there are plenty of just Russian programmers moving to Bali because they can work in a nice area, with a sun instead of staying in snowy and cold Russia. No need of university. Yes, for a lot of coders, for a lot of programmers, the certificate doesn't really matter. The most important is the skill. Okay, if you know how to make a website, if you are a cybersecurity specialist, of course, there would be some additional certifications, but just do an experiment and try to find someone to make website for your business. You wouldn't ask this person about, oh, show me your CV and certificates from university. You will just ask them, show me your portfolio of website, and this will be enough to actually hire a person like this. So yeah, coding is definitely very, very important. Okay, what about coding for kids? Okay, why coding is important for kids and teenagers? Okay, I'm in love with this subject because there is plenty of research showing how students who learn coding, how they improve their performance at school. Okay, according to several research, students who know basic coding, who know how to code, because coding is based on logical thinking, it increases the IQ of students by average of 5 points, okay? You can Google these researchers, they keep coming with more and more research, but definitely there is a proof already that at least 5 points increase in IQ. Math skills, okay? Coding is linked to mathematics, okay? You have to do some calculations. Parts of the codes are letters, parts of the codes are numbers. Sometimes you have to, do some adding, some dividing, some multiplying. So definitely students who are learning coding, they also improve on their math skills. And knowing parents, I'm a parent myself, I have 2 sons, 9 and 7. Knowing parents, we usually worry about maths. Yeah, we don't worry about art that much. We don't worry sometimes about sports, but we tend to worry about mathematics, and definitely learning coding increases IQ of students. Problem solving, very, very important skill. Okay, when we write code, when coders write code and code doesn't work, we have to find what is the problem with this code, with this code, and we have to find a solution to this. Okay, so students, sometimes we get frustrated when we talk to our kids because they don't understand cause and effect. They don't really understand when if they bounce ball very hardly in front of the window, they might break window. Okay, but when they learn coding, this cause and effect, it's very, very presented, and it helps students in problem solving. Okay, because they can see, okay, this program doesn't work because this code has some loops. Okay, if I fix those loops, so-called bugs, if I fix those bugs, if I fix this problem, then the code will work, and then my application will work, my game will work. All of this is, of course, related to logics. So as I said to you, logics in coding is very, very important. We actually have experience. We were the first school in Indonesia to do coding for 6-year-olds. And nowadays we are the first in Indonesia to teach 4-year-olds how to do basic coding. And when we teach young kids, age of 4 or 5, how to do physical coding with blocks or with wooden toys, the logics is actually very, very important. So it's a foundation of learning coding. Teamwork, yes, very, very important. We have to remember that sometimes when our code doesn't work, when we stuck with our game, we will have to talk to our friend and say, listen, let's have a look on my code. I've been checking it all the time and it still doesn't work. So these kids are actually encouraged to exchange information with each other, collaborate with each other, support each other, help each other. So teamwork definitely helps. And yeah, cause and effect, I've already mentioned it when we were talking about problem solving. Yes, because coding is very, very logical, in order to get to point 10, I have to go through point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I cannot skip, because if I skip some important points, then the code's not gonna work. Okay, so yes, this cause and effect, it's a very, very important skill, and it's very, very liked by parents, because as I mentioned to you, sometimes when we get frustrated with our kids, we go, how come he didn't think about it? Yes, unfortunately, kids are just being kids. Sometimes they don't understand this cause and effect. And when they learn coding, actually learn it very, very fast. And then later on, they can show their understanding of cause and effect in other situations. Okay, I'll talk quickly about school systems and how the schools are responding to this need and to this trend of learning and teaching coding. Unfortunately, there is no system in the world that's fast enough in implementing coding education, okay? Because coding moves very, very fast. Education systems, Ministry of Education, then there is departments within ministry, then you've got different provinces, so they move very, very slow. So I know that sometimes parents say, oh, listen, in Indonesia, coding is not moving fast. You would be surprised that in Japan, for example, coding is not moving fast either. Okay, there are some countries that have coding, elements of coding in the curriculum. South Korea, a lot of European countries, Singapore, for example, grade 4, 5, 6, 7, they already have coding subjects in their curriculum, but majority of the governments, they have a problem with it. Okay, so obviously, when there is a problem with public sector, some of the private schools go, okay, we will do coding. Okay, unfortunately, a lot of private schools suffer as well because they have old equipment. Okay, and coding sometimes need new equipment. Teachers, okay, just please have a look on your students, or your kids when they go to school and they have an IT teacher. The IT teacher is usually someone who knows technology, who knows some programs, but usually is not a programmer. Okay, usually is not a coder, because the coder would have been working as a coder. Okay, so there is usually an issue with the teachers as well. Courses, yes, some of the schools, they put one course, they put two courses. So for example, years ago when we started, we used Scratch, okay, as a free platform to learn making games. Nowadays, a lot of schools implement this Scratch, but it's Scratch and Scratch only. So the students go, hang on a second, I've already done this Scratch for 2 semesters, 3 semesters, 4 semesters. They get frustrated, they get bored because there's not enough selection of the courses. World trends. World is moving very, very fast. So as I mentioned to you, 3-4 years ago, we were teaching Scratch. At this moment, we just do elements of Scratch. We move to other platforms teaching how to make games. When we had discussions, about 2 years ago, we've noticed that the Roblox will be coming. The Roblox become very popular, and at this moment, teaching Roblox, teaching Minecraft, it's very, very popular. What's going to happen in next year, 2 years, 3 years? We can predict some of it, but we will never be 100% because technology will always surprise us, and then we will be, teaching something that we never thought about when we were thinking, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Okay. Okay. How not to be left behind? Okay, this is a very, very important question that a lot of parents ask us. The most important is to understand that coding is not only a subject that will make my child a programmer. Okay, because some of the parents say, oh no, I don't want coding because I want my child to be architect, or I want my child to be business owner. Okay. And this is a mistake, because when our kids are young, it's us parents who actually have to make the decision, who have to understand the trend and make the decision. Hey, listen, I think you should join coding because it's very important. Okay, so very important is to understand that, yes, I do believe my son, my daughter will actually be better if they study coding, because this technology is not going to disappear. Okay, there's going to be just more and more technology. So more and more people who know technology will be successful in the future. Okay, probably some of you already know, when you run your own business and then you ask someone to make a website for you, how frustrating it is, because they don't understand what you mean, because you want something else. It's like exchanging emails all the time, and it takes time and effort. Yeah, if you knew how to make a website, you would be able to make it in, let's say, 5-10 hours faster, better. You wouldn't be, spending a lot of money and being frustrated because someone doesn't understand you. Okay, so first of all, it's very important to actually understand that coding is for everyone. Anyone should learn coding. Coding is like English. It's the next English, is the English of the future. Okay, and talk to your school. Okay, if you're blessed enough to send your kids to private school, just ask your principal, your teachers, okay, when are you going to implement coding? Okay, so they actually will know, because sometimes management doesn't even know that parents want it. So if parents are active, they talk to schools will find out, what to do and how to introduce coding to school. Access online materials. There are plenty of online materials, especially for teenagers, because we know students 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they still not very independent, so they will not be accessing smart websites and learn coding by themselves. We would have to help them. But for the teenagers, when they already mature, when they already independent, they can actually access a lot of online materials to learn. Join courses, find a school nearby. At this moment, with Zoom, with Google Meets, with Microsoft Teams, a lot of courses are actually online, so you can join those courses. Learn by yourself. There are plenty of older students who, they learn something online, they get a tutor, but they also learn by themselves. In the last part of my presentation, I will quickly talk about current trends and the future trends, and then we can have questions, question and answer session. If you would like to ask me anything, I'm more than happy to give you answers. So current trends, what are the most popular trends at this moment? For the most popular language, programming language at this moment, according to some statistics, it's Python. Sometimes we can see JavaScript, but Python is generally considered to be one of the most popular languages nowadays. It's a lot of those, websites like Gojek, they use Python, for example. Apps are growing like crazy. All of us have, smartphones with apps. We don't go on search engines on our mobiles, on our smartphones. We just go directly to the apps. Websites, because nowadays even small business, they would want to have a website. Okay. AI, artificial intelligence, super powerful, super popular. So we start to introduce some artificial intelligence courses in Coding Next as well. Okay, simple chatbot where kids can, or teenagers can program chatbot and predict what kind of answers there will be happening, and when there is what kind of questions there will be happening, and when there is a question A, how many answers our chatbot should actually have. Cybersecurity, super important. A lot of people don't understand that being online sometimes is dangerous. All of those websites, they check our cookies, they gather our personal data, and then they sell it. So cybersecurity, definitely very, very important trend. Future trend, machine learning. Okay, it's basically how do we make sure that our computer is learning from all this data that it gets, or our electric vehicle or our motorcycle. At this moment, we, in one of our other businesses, we actually do electric motorcycles where we actually are programming what this motorcycle will learn from the driver. Okay, so for example, driver can be driving from one station to another station, and then motorcycle is not only storing the data, but is actually learning with this data and recommending, saying, listen, driver, last week you put petrol, you charge your electric motorcycle 3 times in that station. You spend 20 minutes. Okay, now your battery is only 20%. Maybe you should go to the station because it's nearby, and maybe you should put the electricity. Okay, so this is what machine learning is about. Internet of Things, just have a look on what's happening with world nowadays. It's not only smart watches, but it's also, smart fridges. Japanese came up with a fantastic solution, smart toilet. Okay, so the toilet that actually, when you go to the toilet, it analyzes things. Okay, it analyzes your urine, for example, and if it finds out that there's something wrong with your urine, there's blood or something, it will notify you and it will make an appointment for you in a clinic. Okay, this is the world of 21st century. Advanced security. So yes, we used to just install antivirus programs that will protect us from emails, but nowadays, when we send a big file, we don't use email. Yeah, we use WeTransfer, we use common sharing points, like OneDrive. So there's more and more advanced security needed for these devices. Renewable energy, yes. Just have a look what's happening with electric vehicles, EV. Okay, Tesla. Just have a look on Tesla. Tesla is already more has higher valuation than Ford, Mercedes-Benz, and a lot of companies that have been on the market for 100 years. And then neural networks, something that I'm actually very interested in. It's basically trying to understand how our brain works, how our neurons are actually interconnected, and trying to map our brain and put the same system in smart devices in computers. So these are just some of the current trends. Of course, there are more and more, there are much more current trends. There are much more future trends. But these are, some of the most important trends, according to me. Okay, from my side, I was trying to be, as informative as possible and as fast as possible. Hopefully, at least you understand a bit more about what coding is about. Thank you very much for your attention. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask, and I will try my best to answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bart, for your very informative information about coding. So probably I'll take a bit of time just to re-summarize some of your important talking points again for our parents before we get into some questions. Ya sebelum kita mungkin Bapak Ibu ada pertanyaan, tapi sambil Ibu Bapak juga mempersiapkan pertanyaan, saya akan summarize sedikit mengenai talking points-nya Mr. Bart. Jadi memang coding ini kita merasa bahwa coding semakin lama semakin penting dan semakin relevan di dunia yang sedang berubah ini, apalagi di abad ke-21 ini, the 21st century ini, di mana ada perubahan dengan cara anak-anak berkomunikasi, dengan cara kita interaksi dengan dunia, apalagi dengan pandemi ini kita berubah dari fisik ke digital. Dan memang ada banyak benefit yang bisa diraih dari coding juga, secara mathematical skill, dari IQ pun juga ternyata bisa meningkatkan IQ kalau misalnya belajar coding, which is really difficult to do. Tapi memang ada banyak sekolah-sekolah yang belum memfasilitasi coding secara luas. Ada beberapa sekolah yang punya kelas coding, tetapi belum semuanya secara luas. Dan cara-cara agar Bapak Ibu juga anaknya tidak tertinggal atau ingin dipersiapkan untuk masa depan yang belum kita tahu apa ada di depan, ada banyak kursus-kursus yang bisa di-join. Ada seperti dengan Coding Next, atau ada banyak hal-hal yang lain bisa diikuti. Misalnya tadi di-mention sama Mr. Bart, belajar programming melalui Roblox yang mungkin bakal kita jelaskan lagi nanti. Yes, jadi sekarang saya ingin membukakan peluang untuk Bapak Ibu menanyakan pertanyaan. Pertama dari Ibu Soraya Faris.
Yep. Oke. So, baik Ibu Soraya, bisa tolong di unmute.
Halo.
Yes. Halo.
Iya, aku orang tua dari Royan kebetulan.
Oh, ya.
Mau tanya, aku pakai bahasa Indonesia aja ya.
Nanti kita
saya kan kebetulan ada 2 anak saya. Yang pertama itu emang hobinya kan gambar gitu. Dia senang pengen coding, cuman dia tuh anaknya kayak malu-malu karena dia ngerasa kalau coding itu hanya untuk anak-anak kecil gitu loh. Si kakaknya Royan. Nah, pertanyaan yang kedua, Royan ini kan bahasa Inggrisnya belum seperti kakaknya gitu ya, udah lancar gitu. Gimana kalau dia ikut coding tapi dia belum ngerti bahasa Inggrisnya gitu?
Oke. Baik, Bu.
Itu aja sih yang saya mau tanyain. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Bu Soraya.
Okay, so Mr. Bart, thank you very much. From Ibu Soraya, and she has 2 kids, and she's asking more about her older son actually. So he likes to draw, but the first thing is that he's a bit hesitant on entering into coding. He's a bit shy about it as well, because he thinks that coding is for little kids, which is a what I thought, but he thinks coding is for little kids. The second point is that Ryan's English isn't that good yet. So Ibu Soraya was worried about, is he able to actually learn coding without actually knowing enough English?
Yeah. So simple question. Majority, like based on experience of Coding Next, we don't teach English. We believe that if kid is not ready to learn coding in English, we just use Bahasa Indonesia. This one is not a problem. And they pick on slowly English as well. This is a way of learning English as well, because they will learn, different English vocabulary like looping or repeating or debugging or, this sorts of things. So languages is not a problem, because in Indonesia, kids can learn coding with Bahasa Indonesia. For the older son, if he's very good in drawing, he's got a brilliant future in front of him. I can say that, as long as he actually understands the digital tools to learn drawing. If he's good in Corel, if he's able to draw digitally, edit things, the future will be bright for him, because he can use his creativity, he can use his talent in making digital products. Every website needs beautiful graphics, every app needs graphics. UX, user experience is also very, very important. So when we design websites, we choose also which colors they like, what kind of style of font they like. So people who are good in drawing, if they just learn, they don't have to go into deep coding, and learn how to make apps and stuff, but as long as they know digital tools that will help them in editing, making their cartoons or making their pictures better, then definitely the future is bright for them.
That's great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bart.
Ya, jadi Ibu Soraya tadi sudah dijelaskan ya Mr. Bart. Pertama, jika bahasa Inggrisnya belum lancar, di kursus-kursus yang lain mereka akan menggunakan bahasa yang lebih cocok, atau mungkin ada kursus-kursus di luar sana yang menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. Khususnya untuk Coding Next, mereka menggunakan bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Inggris. Tetapi memang kalau misalnya memang ingin meluaskan information yang masuk, bisa sambil belajar bahasa Inggris juga, tetapi itu dengan dia tidak tahu bahasa Inggris itu tidak menghambat dia untuk belajar coding. Dan juga yang ditekankan sama Mr. Bart juga, bahwa dengan dia suka gambar, mungkin dia bisa belajar untuk gambar secara digital, karena pengenalan mengenai perangkat digital pun itu sudah membantu dia untuk mempersiapkan dia untuk belajar coding, atau untuk next step yang akan untuk teknologi kedepannya yang kita belum kenal. Gitu. Sudah terjawab, Ibu Soraya?
Ya.
Oke, sudah.
Seperti sudah.
Oke.
Baik.
Kalau kita sekarang ke Ibu Naura.
Ya, 7SA Naura.
Ya, 7SA Naura. Silakan.
Okay. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I have two questions.
Sure.
My first question is, what is the ideal age to start this coding course? And then the second one is, what kind of software, or what is required to be able? What is required in our laptop to be able to start this program? Is there any specific requirement that we should have in our laptop or PC for this program? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. So, as I mentioned to you, we actually teach anyone who is interested in it as young as age 4. Okay, at this moment because we do online learning, so the kids 4 to 8, there is a little bit of a problem to actually keep them in front of the screen all the time. So probably at this moment for the 4 to 8 year olds, there is still sometimes, need of either sister or, mommy sitting next to the kid and helping them with the activities. For majority of them, when they join courses, let's say 8 and plus, and they have the laptop, we will, if we do Scratch, for example, we will ask them, we will send them the tutorial video and help them how to download the program. So just basically, if there is any regular laptop, majority of the tools that we use at this moment, just a regular laptop, it's okay for Microsoft Office and internet browser. It's usually really fine. It doesn't really have very, very high technical specs. A lot of the programs that we use, they run on a, let's say, lower to medium specs.
Right. Okay, thank you, Mr. Bart. Ibu Naura, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Nara.
Okay, and also we have another question. Ada pertanyaan dari Ibu Naura juga, 7SA Naura. Silakan Ibu di unmute.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. This is the parents of Naura. I believe that the coding is will useful for the future. Just there are some question directly into the Bartek Wasik. The first question is there any group level for this coding class? Maybe which is categorized by the age. The second question is what is the requirements to join the coding class? Maybe from the education background, computer skill, or etc. Okay. And then the last question is there any coding class for the parents? Maybe some parents want to join the coding class. Is there any class for to accommodate for the parents? That's all. Bartek, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let me just try quickly to go through this. So we divide students in 4 age groups: 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 12, and 12 to 16. Okay, so when we know the age of the kid, we will be able to tell you what they can learn. Okay, for example, kids below 8 years old, they still have problem with laptops. Okay, they still have problems with holding mouse and typing. So our courses for 4 to 6, 6 to 8, it's mostly iPad and other activities. Okay, but not really laptops. Laptops are introduced, let's say 8 plus. Okay, so for 8 to 12-year-olds, we have plenty of courses. They can make apps. They can make simple websites. They can do games. They can do Roblox. Okay, they can do 2D and 3D design. For the 12 to 16-year-olds, we have cybersecurity, introduction to cybersecurity courses. We do augmented virtual reality. We do websites as well, but more complicated websites. So there are different courses. The good thing is that for, let's say, 90% of our courses, we don't need any IT background. Okay, we assume that when you come to our class, you are just, you probably just know how to use computer, but you don't have to have any other special knowledge. We will teach you basically from scratch. Okay, and then because we have at this moment the Coding Next, we have almost 50 ready courses. So depending on age group, depending on the need, we can actually allocate the most suitable course for the teenagers, for the kids. For the parents as well, we are proud to be the only school in Indonesia and one of the few schools in Asia and in the world that offer courses for children, for teenagers, and for adults. Okay, we have, we call them short intensive courses on how to make your website, how to make simple CRM for your company, but we also have, in collaboration with leading coding school from Poland, we also have very intensive 3 to 6 month courses where after 3 months working with us, you can learn Python so well that you can work as a programmer, Python programmer for the IT business. So we do have courses for the adults as well.
That's great. Thank you, Mr. Bart.
Thank you. I hope this answered the questions. I hope I didn't forget things on the way.
Yes. I think you answered all those questions.
Oh, one more. The requirements and the skills required.
Yeah,
yes,
so for majority of the courses, there is no skills needed. Just knowing how to switch on computer, knowing how to operate computer, and that's it. Okay, we had adults in our business coming to us for 10 hours, and they were learning how to make website from scratch. You know, Ibu who doesn't, you know, knows how to use Microsoft Office, but that's about it. And they made small websites for their toko. Okay, so our courses are mostly 95% of our courses. You don't have to have any IT knowledge, any coding knowledge, and we can teach you basically how to do, you know, basic coding, and then how to move and advance in those skills.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Bart, for that. Okay. Do we have any other questions?
Sorry, just one last question.
Yeah.
You mentioned before that there is a bahasa version on this coding class. I just wondering, does the teacher is there any teacher from the Indonesian or just overall over all the teacher from the overseas?
No, our teachers, all our teachers are fully fluent in Bahasa Indonesia and in English. Okay, majority of our teachers are local teachers, and so when they go to the class and they see that majority of the class speak Bahasa, then they teach in Bahasa. Okay, if they see that class is half, they will help kids. Okay, but usually what we do when we talk to the parents and parents tell us, okay, my son is more fluent in Bahasa, we will group this student into Bahasa class. Okay, so we have classes both in English and in Bahasa. And our students have no problems.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, one question for me. Is there any one question for me? Is there any placement test before the class begin?
We do have a bit of an interview with parents just to get to know student, and then when students go for trial class, our teachers are observing during the 45 to 60 minutes trial class, and this is for us like a placement test. Okay, because during the trial class we can see, okay, this kid is very fluent with iPad, it's like this, or this kid a little bit struggle, so we know how to later on manage the students. We use very small classes, so our teacher ratio is 1 to 6 only. So for each 6 students, we have 1 teacher. Okay, so that's why online majority of our classes are 8 to 10 students, and there are 2 teachers looking after students, making sure that they actually are learning and that they look after.
Okay, what about the schedule? How many times in a week for a class?
We are, because we have, you know, hundreds and hundreds of students, so pretty much almost every day we have classes.
I mean, the recommended times to my child.
Okay,
the
so
recommended.
so what we do once per week for students 4 to 6. They learn 45 minutes. 6 to 8 is 60 minutes. And 8 to 16, it's 90 minutes. This is just one module. Some of the students join 2 modules. So for example, on Monday, they come for apps, and on Thursday, they come for Roblox, for example.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay. If there are no more questions, I actually have some questions for you, Mr. Bartzik. Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Yeah, sure.
So at this moment, did teachers teach? How do they teach? Do they teach online, or do they teach privately, offline?
Yeah. At this moment, we have majority of the classes online. We are getting ready for the, let's say, hybrid. We call it new learning. So in Coding Next, even after pandemics, we will always have online classes, because during pandemics, we discovered that we have a lot of students from outside of Jakarta. At this moment, we are very proud because we have students from Pekanbaru, we have students from Jayapura, we have students from Makassar, So we want to keep doing this because we see that there is a huge potential and huge demand outside of Jakarta as well. But at this moment, yeah, majority of our classes are still online. We are getting ready after Idul Fitri for new semester in July that we will be running our offline classes in our centers as well. But we want to make sure that every classroom will be like a virtual classroom as well. So the teacher can teach physically students from Jakarta, but also students from outside of Jakarta can learn as well.
At the same time, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in Jakarta, where are the centers located?
At this moment, we are in Kemayoran. Okay, we are moving locations in Peak. So we are at this moment moving from Peak Avenue to one of the Rucos. We are in Pluit, we are in Kelapa Gading, and we are also in Epi Walk, Rasuna Said.
Oh, I see. Okay. And are there any books or software that parents need to buy when they register?
No, except for Minecraft. Okay, when we teach Minecraft, there is a subscription fee for Minecraft to create an account. Apart from that, there's no textbooks. Actually, we are very proud. I don't know if you guys know Marshall Cavendish, the publisher from Singapore. So we are the first coding school that is working with Marshall Cavendish, and on their learning platform, we offer 6 courses. And in the future, probably next year, we will be publishing with them some first textbooks. At this moment, after every class, student gets the handout, parents get the link, so they can click on the link and see what the child or what the teenager made during the class. There's no need for any extra subscription purchasing of software.
Okay, that's great to hear. All right, thank you, Mr. Bart.
Thank you.
Right, that's all the questions I had as well. Bapak-bapak atau ibu-ibu yang ada pertanyaan, silakan tanya, bisa unmute atau bisa dari chat juga.
If not, sambil dipikirkan pertanyaannya lagi, we should probably move on to our next section karena kita ada an exciting part, which is basically a quiz yang kita ingin share dengan Bapak Ibu semua.
Yes.
Dan kita juga ada hadiahnya juga ya. Jadi hadiahnya just one. Is it only for one lucky winner?
Yes, only for one lucky winner.
Okay.
So do you want to show the prize?
Oh sure, it's fine. Yes, that's it. Jadi untuk prize-nya adalah ceramic tumbler for one lucky winner saja. Dan pertanyaannya adalah apa saja bahasa program yang Anda ketahui?
Yes.
Or what programming languages do you know?
Yes. So yeah, jadi tolong diisi di chat. Pemenangnya akan dipilih berdasarkan yang paling banyak dan yang paling cepat bisa menjawab. Yeah.
Python.
Python. Okay. Yes. Please type in the chat, okay?
Ya, nanti kita akan pilih one lucky winner dan kita akan announce di Instagram kami. So please follow our Instagram at @EF_Bintaro Sector 9. That's at @EF_Bintaro Sector 9, and we'll let you all know on Monday.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you might want to leave it at that.
Sorry.
So people can see the question.
Okay. Then, do we have the poster for our Roblox gaming? Our Roblox programming course?
Yes, we actually do. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Before that, let's see.
I think we can choose it after this. So let's go straight to. Jadi di hari Senin ini kita akan ada Roblox Coding bersama dengan Coding Nest juga. Jadi dengan timnya Mr. Bartek, dia akan mengundang tim teachersnya untuk mengadakan kelas 1 jam bersama dengan kami, dan kita akan melakukan dengan cara seperti biasa live club, di mana kita akan membuka Zoom meeting pada jam 3 sore di hari Senin. Jadi jika Bapak Ibu ingin anaknya ikut serta dalam Roblox Coding ini, bisa segera menghubungi Progress Advisor-nya. Dan hari Senin kami akan share Zoom link-nya agar bisa bergabung dengan kita. Yang dibutuhkan untuk mengikuti coding class-nya ini adalah laptop dan harus download namanya Roblox Studio. Sekitar bulan lalu kita sudah melakukan 2 kali dengan Mr. Ferry. Jadi kebaikan dari murid-murid kami seharusnya sudah ada Roblox Studio, tetapi nanti bisa di searching lagi. Nanti kita akan share juga linknya untuk download Roblox Studio-nya. Yeah.
Yep. It's completely free, yeah?
And it's completely free, yeah.
That's great.
Completely free. So thank you so much to Coding Next and Mr. Bartek for providing that free of charge for our parents and for our students, so they are able to explore what coding is like and to get into this important trend of coding and knowing technology and being able to prepare yourself to move with whatever comes in the future.
Yes,
yeah.
Thank you. And also, I think we still have some more questions. Dari Ibu Arvin, dari Arvin Altari Ibrahim, bertanya, will there be an offline class? So, Mr. Bart, will there be an offline class?
Yeah, we will be offering offline class after Idul Fitri. So we're just waiting for the Idul Fitri holidays, and after that we will start to offer offline classes.
Classes, yes. And you mentioned it would be in the form of a hybrid class, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And also another question from the parent of Naura. Ya, silakan Bapak untuk di-unmute.
Enough. Sorry, enough. No,
Oh, no.
no more question.
No questions. Okay, sorry. I was reading the chat. Perhaps it came a bit late. Okay. Okay. Okay, we also have a question from Asri Rasha Al-Khairi. She asked, Russia had tried coding short courses. They used Scratch. Actually, Russia loved it, but the step was too complicated for him. So I do all the job or work. Is there any advice on how to make Russia interested?
In Scratch, usually, Scratch is a fantastic program, actually. So what we try to encourage with working with kids on Scratch, it's to do projects around their interests. Okay, so when they do small digital presentation or small little game, we ask students, okay, what do you like? Okay, what is your favorite animal? And then based on this, they will be able to work and make, some simple game, with little dogs or with little frogs or, jumping angels or something. Kids are very, very creative. So it's always very important to actually let them choose what they would like to do. I know that in class settings, sometimes teachers, unfortunately, give them the tasks. However, I think as parents, when we have opportunity, it's great that, you try to help your kid. So, if you can just ask your kid about interest, about hobbies, and then try to do simple projects around the hobbies, usually students learn very, very fast.
Right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Bart. Hopefully, Ibu Asri, that answered your question. Yes, thank you. Okay. You're very welcome, Ibu Asri. All right. Apa ada pertanyaan lagi sebelum kami lanjut? Okay. Okay. I think we can announce the winners from the quiz. What do you think, Chris?
So we're going to announce it on Instagram.
Oh, I thought we were going to announce it now.
No, we're going to announce it on Instagram. Yeah, we'll announce it on Instagram.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes.
So yes, we'll announce it on Instagram. So I will be sure to take note of all these answers. Chat. Okay. Right.
Yes. Okay. Jadi jika sudah tidak ada lagi pertanyaan dari Bapak Ibu, mungkin kita juga sudah selesai. Mr. Bart, is there anything else you'd like to say before we end this?
Thanks very much for having me. We look forward to work together. Probably in the future we can host we can have more of sessions about learning English and learning coding, I will be more than happy to join you. It's been a pleasure to spend this hour on Saturday afternoon. Thank you very much, and yeah, I look forward to working together and seeing you in the future.
Yes, likewise. Thank you so much, Mr. Bartek Wasik, for joining
Thank
us
you so much.
this afternoon to share a little bit about coding and the benefits for the kids, and also for sharing coding next with us. Terima kasih Bapak Ibu sudah ikut serta dalam task kami ini di sore hari Sabtu ini. Jika Ibu ingin mengetahui lebih banyak tentang programming, silakan join di Roblox Coding with Coding Next hari Senin ini pada jam 3. Please contact your progress advisor. Untuk yang belum bergabung dengan kami sebagai student yang penuh, or as a student for dengan EF, nanti bisa stay sebentar dan akan berbicara dengan Mr. Peter untuk mengetahui lebih banyak tentang EF dan cara untuk bergabung dengan hal seperti Live Club. But that is all for this afternoon. Nama saya Chris Tobing, Andrew Tobing. Thank you so much for joining us. Jika Bapak Ibu ingin leave sekarang, boleh leave sekarang. And thank you so much, Mr. Bart, for joining us. We'll see you on Monday. I hope we'll see you on Monday.
Thank you
Yes.
very much. Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Bart.
Have a
Thank you
great
so much.
weekend.
Thank you, Mr. Bar.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye. See you.